Hey, welcome in, big bro. Check out the new face cam. So we've got a massive, super sharp Blackmagic cam now. So that's I'm going to start getting out all the Blackmagic stuff again. It's a bit more work, but look at the difference. I mean, if I toggle the original camera on, that's the original camera, and then that's like the new one. Rusty's been outside the room. He's probably sleeping now, I'd say. Oh yeah, we've got all the kitchen shut, so he's sleeping by the radiator because he's super cold. It's free. It's literally snow. Oh, well, it's just stopped, but snowing outside now. But yeah, we've got like a nice new little, I guess, just chatting screen as well. So if we wanted to chat, this would be perfect for it. And then obviously in work, it's down there. So it kind of got, I wanted to do it because the software videos, I set up a Blackmagic. So I went from, let me see if I can pull up some of the history. Actually, it's in Elite Members, isn't it? Let me just pull up the Discord chat and go to Elite Members. So I've actually posted it in there. So you've probably seen the difference. Yeah, so I started going from, let me pull up Slack as well, actually. Trying to find the quickest way to show off the difference, how mad it went from one to another. Yeah, so here's a perfect example. Bring that over. Can I minimize that menu? Yeah, so I think all of the screenshots are in here. Yeah, I wasn't looking good enough on the other camera. No, the problem is now, my grey eyebrow. You can see the grey eyebrow like crazy. So it's like that side. I just keep doing this, like blend it in. I was adamant it wasn't a grey eyebrow, and it's like blonde, but no, I think it's grey. It's just this side of my face is going grey. I've got grey here, nothing this side. I've got one worn out face. Well, let me just pull up wow, it's been a while since I've streamed. Try and think what to do. Pull up this. Yeah, so this was the original camera in fact, it was before that. Go back up. So that was like the original camera in the games room where I do the software videos. And I thought that was good. That was a Insta360. Then I fixed some lighting. And this was an OBS-Bot, so you can see how blurry the OBS-Bot is compared to the Insta. So that was like the first bit. Then I carried on. I set up some LUT on the camera. And then I could say, like, here's the difference between the two. Downloaded the image instead of viewing it. That's the difference in sharpness between the two cameras. So that's the OBS-Bot and the Insta. So the Insta is actually sharper. Then I set up the room, but it was a bit yellowy. Fixed the color grading, and then that was like the before and after. So I thought it was getting good. And then I figured I've got all the Blackmagic stuff with the crazy ass camera that you now see. It's a pain to set up, but I finally just decided to do it. Set the camera up, and I was like, yeah, that's way sharper. And this was with a Canon lens. And then I went to the actual cinema lens, which is then super sharp like that. And then I've done a video on it. So that's basically where we're at in the games room, like nice and sharp. So then once I'd seen that, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to set it up in this room now. So I just got the cameras back out. I've basically got, I've got a studio cam over there. So that's now, this face cam is now Blackmagic. The one above, oh, wicked. So TikTok's doing its usual. I've got to figure out why they keep doing that. Redirecting users to purchase products. Like, what have we've literally study and talk. We just spoke for a little while, and now TikTok's blocked it again. There's something definitely flagged on this account. I've even hid all the other stuff. You know what I think it might be? I think it might be the chat overlay on the vertical, showing like Twitch and YouTube symbols maybe. So I might have to maybe I either hide the logos or just nudge the chat over on the vertical. Let me probably do that now before we forget. Chuck another message on before it disappears, and then I'll go over here. So let me now just move this chat over. Chat, unlock it, and I'm going to move it over on this one just to hide that. So now on vertical, I guess that now won't show the logos. I could probably do with putting a bit of a dark blur down there as well, because you can't kind of see chat as well when stuff's in the corner. Excuse me, got a bit of a cold as well. Yeah, so TikTok screwed already, as usual. It got up to like 80 viewers and then blocked, so I'll close that down. Yeah, Blackmagic's on SDI, so I've got this, well, this one's on SDI, going to the little, I don't know if it's a Terranax or just Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter, because I've got the Decklink HDMI capture card in, so it's effectively SDI, but streamed into HDMI there. But yeah, we basically, long story short, we got a nice new face cam. I'll probably change this side cam as well to, I brought another Blackmagic camera, couldn't resist, 6K pocket, because we rarely move this around. Like, I know sometimes I do this and I'll move it slightly, but we rarely use the movement. So instead of this being a little bit shitty and blurry, I'll probably swap this to Blackmagic as well. It's just whether the stream's going to keep up with the quality of the content, because the more quality you make the stream, this PC starts to struggle. So let's get into what I was here to do anyway on this. Basically, you can see my desk's full of stuff. This is all new stuff that's come. So we've got brackets here I've got to test. So these are the V4, this is the clean screen V4 screen that I just need to test. Basically, this fits in, which it does. And I need to test when it's screwed in, does it not over clamp? Because this wants to be the perfect fit. So let's just do that first. I don't think I've even set up, look, when I go to the overhead. I never finished setting up the face cam. Let me just copy and paste it. Copy that, go to overhead, paste in. There we go. Yeah, so focus that in. There we go. So let's start with one thing. Yeah, I think we just need a Rusty cam, to be honest, for the moving the camera. Or it'll be a pocket, a Blackmagic pocket, so I could technically have it on a tripod and swivel the camera and move it. If I got like one of the arms that's easy to move, I've got all the heads and the equipment, I could just like grab the arm and float it around if I had to. Maybe, we'll see. But I can see me swapping it. Once you get one Blackmagic, you end up starting going back to all of them. So now I need to test when this is screwed in, if it fits and doesn't over time. The problem is, do we actually have any of these little screws? I don't know where the screws are. Let's see if we've got some. Probably from an original Game Gear is going to be quicker. So I've got to build 2 Game Gears, we've got time as well. Yeah, these originals will do me. Did you have a good Christmas anyway? So I know I pretty much just casually worked through it, but it's been nice. It's been we're officially now fully back in business. So no more half days and double coffees, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a nice break though, just relaxing. Yeah, no, we're not getting the VDP. I've just got 1 chips I'm still working through at the minute. Tons of 1 chips. Well, I say a lot, we haven't got that many left. And I've got to build another 2 today if I can. Well, I've got 2 really. Got to get done. Right, so these are the original screws. I can also hide from camera when I need to now as well, because it's not an auto tracking one. Right, so let's tighten this in. Yeah, it was nice. We stayed in for Christmas pretty much exclusively. So didn't really do much. I kind of like it like that. Some years I like going out. Like I'll probably go out next year now. Now we've stayed in all this one, but Sometimes I just want to sit at home and do nothing, and that's exactly what I did. I just sat at home. We had a cooked Christmas. Well, no, I'm not going to take credit. The missus cooked Christmas dinner. I cooked the Wagyu roast. So basically put it in the Sage oven, which cooked it perfect. Best top side we've had yet. From, I think, Warrendale, I think it's called, Warrendale Wagyu. Absolutely amazing. Really nice top side, and it wasn't that expensive. Oh yeah, that oven now is permanent. Like, we use it for everything. I've done, yeah, it's also perfect. So this is how I wanted the bracket here. This now holds it in. And it's just press fit, perfect press fit. So you can see that slides out, slides in, and there's no pressure. So you can lift it out, but it's just the right amount of pressure that you push it in. And if you want to, what I'm thinking is we'll put double-sided tape. But when it's in the case, I think when that's in, it's not falling out, like, but shaking it, it will, like that. So I'm thinking this is good for, obviously the fit's now perfect, so that's exactly what you want. But then if you're testing it like this and you're temporarily putting it in, it's not going to just fall about and flap about. And we've got rid of them little clips, basically. And then we'll put some double-sided tape on here. So when you're happy and everything's working, you can just lift it up from either the bottom side here, peel the tape back and stick back down, or you can lift it up here, whichever suits. So that's perfect for me. That's working. So I'll get these made. So that can go out the way for the minute. That's one thing. Go back to that. And then what else have we got? Obviously these, brand new shell colour. So this one's ice, and that's actually, because I'm now using, wonder if it shows different on that camera. Yes, the colour's quite good on the, you can see the colour matching between the two lenses. It actually matches really well. So that shows it perfectly. So this is now a new ice shell. We're going to start doing more colours in GBA. I've got that. So let's see. Overhead, probably zoom out. Oh, that is zoomed out. I forget this is a super zoomy overhead lens. So this is the kit you'll get. So you've got the original shell all in there with screws and sticker. You've got the USB back cover as well as the normal. And they're going to come with black buttons. So come with black, yep. So black buttons, black rubbers, black lens. That's like the standard. We sell all the shells, but that's like our default that we do all shell kits with. And then in case you want to also use buttons that match, we've made the buttons as well. So this is an ice shell. I'll list it today or tomorrow when I get time. But yeah, look at that. Nice ice colour. This will be really nice for LED lit as well. So maybe I'll build one later, but I just wanted to show these off, what we've got new. And then, oh, I've just realised as well, I'm just on Twitch chat. Let me move to the other chat. I don't know if anyone's been messaging on any other chat. If so, I've missed all of it. I can't say once to drop in sale of the content. Yeah, thanks very much. Sorry, I've missed the chat. Let me just quickly open up I think I'm on Facebook and YouTube as well. So let me just open up these so I can check on the chat, because I think Twitch come through straight away and then I forgot to even start looking at the other chat. Quickly open YouTube. Live, open that. And then let's see, will it show me previous chat on live? I bet it won't. All right, if it does, we've only had one message on the whole of YouTube that just says hello, which is welcome in. And if it doesn't, I've missed all the chat. So let me see. What's the tool you've got right in front of you on the map past the clean screen? This will come to in a second. So that is, yeah, we've either got next to no chat on YouTube or I missed it all. So I've just opened up them separately. That's all I could see. So now I've got multi-chat open, I presume. I'll not miss the chat. So apologies for that. Didn't even spot that I hadn't got multi-chat open. Where you can have Discord, LinkedIn, all platforms for chat to come in. I could, but do people really use the Discord when they're watching? See, that's one thing I've never understood. Obviously, Discord was made for chatting in games originally, but I've never personally used it for live streams. I can certainly do it. There's an integration, but I'm also writing some software. I'm in the middle of making, because this never works fully, you know, like this chat down here and the TikTok chat doesn't integrate and stuff like that. I'm literally writing the software at the minute for, I've already got the multimeter stuff, haven't I? So if I open like the multimeter tool thing I wrote, this thing, you'll see like the overlay up the top. I wrote that for the multimeter. I'm writing now one for the chat and the alerts so I can control it all. So eventually I'll do that, and I could link Discord in with that as well. It's just me here. Yeah, it seems like it. I think we're not streaming so much over Christmas. I rarely get any views now. We were getting literally, well, you saw we were getting up to hundreds at some point, briefly when I was doing it most days and up at 4 in the morning. But then I decided to sleep a bit, so I should be getting back more into it now. Now I've caught up. So these are the ice ones. We've got a few more colours. Let me move them out the way. We have this one. And this one is mint. So we have a slightly different tone of colour than the ice, and it's solid. So similar kind of a theme. This one is the mint. So bringing this one back, we've had this one previously. You'll know it as pastel. This is now mint, so it goes with like the mint and the ice. But yeah, another nice colour. I'll bring back, if I've got them made already, I'll bring back the buttons as well to sell separate. But some colour choices basically. We ended a load of colours, and then over time people have started asking for them, because that's exactly what happens. You can have these listed on the store for years, sell next to none, you end them, and then everybody wants them. So I don't get how the factory pack these so easily, and then every time I try and repack them, nothing fits back in. Why? There we go. Yeah, it's a nice colour. I think the problem was I don't really do photos and show things off. I really need to, this year, I need to start showing the products off more. I just make them, list them for sale, and never show them off. I really need to start maybe just doing some, not necessarily repairs, but just doing some show off, you know, like product showcasing, just purposely to show off what we do. Obviously, it'll help sales as well. And then, believe it or not, we have one more colour as well. So, any guesses? You might recognise this from the Game Gear. We have the Sapphire now in GBA. I think this one will be one of the most popular. I certainly like it. Look at that, looks lovely. So obviously it'll look nice in a build. It's hard to show off this one because the cameras, well, I don't know, cameras do it justice, to be honest, if you get the right angles. But yeah, I love that colour. Just a nice sort of royal blue, if you will, obviously called Sapphire. So this one now matches the Game Gear shell. This will be out again today. We've got all of them in stock. These are all literally in stock now. So some brand new colours. And I think that's it for the Game Boys at the minute. I will release more. If you guys want to see any as well, just let me know. Just literally let me know what colours you want to see. We've done the mint, the ice, and the sapphire for now as 3 new colours. I've brought back some of the old colours that we ended. They're now starting to list again, so we'll have them as well. But the ice and the sapphire are brand new colours. You stay on there. There we go. I think I need to slightly position this camera as well. I position this camera so that when I'm normally working like this, my head's down and you see me. But when I'm stood up, like, I start getting chopped off there. But that's minor. Right, we have new product here, which we'll go over in a second. But these, what you're interested in, This is what I'm after now is, obviously you've seen me use this enamelled wire all the time, and it works ace. It's actually sapphire colour. But the longest job when I'm doing the work is stripping the enamel wire. It just takes time. So with me doing more wired work, I figured I don't always need the super fine stuff. I'm trying to find some good wire that I can also strip as well, and potentially the Sala stripper, or just recommend one. So what I've got is I've got bags full of wire here. So maybe we go to this view. I've got a load of samples. This is the wire that comes with the SNES Clean RGB, which has got an edge buster built in as well. So this comes with the kit, but this is actually, even though it looks like it's single core wire, this is actually really fine stranded wire. So if I bring this in, the goal I want to have is a nice wire I can quickly and easily strip. So I brought these two off AliExpress. Haven't used them yet. I've literally unboxed them and got them out. But this one just doesn't feels a bit cheaper compared to when you grab this one. And you can hear it as well. Hear the smoother action versus that. Sounds cheap. Now, they're both cheap. This was £9. This was £17. So they're both cheap. But I can say straight away, physically feeling, the shallow one feels and sounds better. So let's start with the cheap one. It's got cutters built in, don't necessarily need them, but cut the end of the wire off, so that's clearly going to work. Now, the only thing I don't get with this is it's apparently going to cut 0.03mm to 10mm square wire. There ain't no way that's doing that. But there's normally an adjustment for the thickness of wire, so it knows how to adjust these teeth to be able to strip them, because this here, I'll probably zoom in. So if we focus, there we go. These are so this grips the wire, and this will pinch the insulation and pull it away. That's how they work. But there should be some kind of adjustment here to adjust how close this goes. Maybe this is just under tension. So let me just try and maybe do that and close. No, it's trying to close all the way. So I don't know. I've got a feeling this is not going to work. And then this is just, you adjust this to adjust how far you want the wire to be stripped. So let's put that in and see. Yeah, exactly what I thought had happened. It's just chewing the wire up, so that just literally eats it for breakfast. That ain't working. So good job, £9 strippers. Let's try this black wire I've got. So this is solid core wire from the factory. They've already stripped an end by the looks of it. And what I want to make sure we don't do is pinch any of the core, because the reason I don't usually use solid core thick wire and strippers effectively, if you slightly nick this, it looks good, but then as you're moving around and working and moving this, the core snaps if you've like pinched it. So you've got to be really confident that your tool isn't pinching the wire, otherwise it's like a hidden time bomb, basically. Yeah, there's probably other ones, hopefully. I'm hoping this other one works. The ones I used to use were Nipex, I think they were called, little rectangle ones. I've probably binned them now. And they're just a little baby one, little baby rectangle, and you push with your fingers and pull. But I wanted a more, nice, usable one. So let's see if it works on this wire, or whether we just got to... Okay, it's worked on that one, but that did not feel good. And I've got a feeling that has definitely nicked that wire. Yeah, you can see the copper. So, see that copper right on the edge there? So now, if this is the part I'm about where you're then moving the wire around, look, it snaps like that. So that is obviously no good. So we do it again. Now it's eating it alive. Now it's done nothing. Yeah, these are dog shit. Yeah, that's just chewing the wire up. So it doesn't work for that. What about thicker wire? Does it work for anything, or are these going in the bin? Let's cut that off. So this is nice, big, fat, stranded wire. Wow, that just chewed half of the... Yeah, look at that. It's just eating the cable. What the... Yeah, so those are absolute and utter dog shit. So I don't think anyone wants these. They don't do anything. So chuck them in the bin. If you want them, let me know before the stream ends and I'll take them out of the bin. But they don't work. Let's really hope these ones work then. And these ones have an adjustment by the looks of it. I'm presuming that's what that is. So let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. So look straight away. See the teeth, how they're miles apart. I presume that's what this is. Yeah, you can see this top half moving up and down when you do that. Yeah, look, it's like moving that up and down. So that's, I don't think you can see it anyway. That gets closer. So let's try this. Hey, welcome in. Happy New Year. I'm just going through some new bits on my desk, and then I'll probably build, looking at the time, yeah, we should have time. I'll build a couple of Game Gears up as well. Check out the new crazy face cam as well. We've got I've got a new chatting screen when we get around to it, so we can have like a big just chatting thing, especially when we're going to start doing some collabs with people, and we'll have like a little podcasty thing going on. This will be a nice setup. We can have like one person on the left, one on the right, or a picture-in-picture and stuff. So I've gone back to a Blackmagic camera basically, and then this was the, well, this is the one we thought was good. That, to be honest, looked good when it was small, but if we go to this view and overlay that, you can see on here it doesn't look too bad. Like from a distance and small, it looked okay, but then as soon as you compare it to that, there's obviously no comparison, basically. Looks good side, yeah. Is there a good side? Oh yeah, I did say as well, I was meant to be looking at the comments on Facebook. I forgot to do that bit. Facebook isn't even pulling through in the chat for some reason. Again, this chat's crazy. Do you ever get any Amiga CD32 in stock? I did. I've stopped working on all CD-based stuff, though, just because of the reliance of warranty and stuff. There was too many issues with warranty and kind of laser systems for the most part for repair side. Oh, actually, some of the Facebook is pulling through, just not all. Yeah, one side, it's great. I need to, it's just the eyebrows more than anything. Oh, it's flipped, isn't it? Like that. I could have sworn I didn't have a grey in the eyebrow, but the more I do streams, the more I'm realising it definitely is. There's no getting around it. Right, let's see if these cutters work. So this is big fat wire. Right, that's a good start then. So that's not even gripping yet. So I presume going down gets stronger, does it? Yes, there we go. That's definitely not pinched the wire because I could feel it. That barely gripped. So let's move that out of the way. That's just moving the length thing out of the way. So let's try there. And you can see in the teeth there, you can see just about biting there and pulling off. So that's, yeah, that's working great. So absolutely no damage to any strands there. Not one missing, not one pinched. So that's the thick wire. That's not why I brought it though. The whole point is I want to strip nice thin wire like this. So I won't probably use this. This looks like single core. So see how it looks like a single core there. The factory have just dipped this in solder. So this is stranded. Very fine stranded, but stranded. So obviously that's two. Oh, maybe go. It's a bit hard to adjust. Like it's clearly got clicks. You can feel the clicks, but they're very hard to get clicky. Yes, nice. Yeah, that's working great. So yeah, see all the strands now. But again, hasn't actually damaged any of those strands. So they are, we fully zoomed in this way, yeah, and then focused. Ooh, knocked it. Yeah, so those strands are fine. Zoom in even more. Yeah, perfect. No damage whatsoever. You can actually see where the cutter stopped as well there. So that's worked great. But this isn't the wire I want to use. Again, I could do, but I'm not a fan of stranded. I'll kind of show you why as well. No more mood chair. Yeah, it is in, well, you can see it. You still see it there. And you can see more on the vertical. I can just move it over as well. I thought that when I was setting up the camera, like, are people going to want to see that? So if I go to, this is overlaying over the top. This needs to come down. All right, I can unlock it, for example, and drag the face over, hold Alt, and there is the chair. I could like kind of show the chair off a bit more there. But yeah, I probably will. Bit of brand advertising. Maybe I'll get sponsored by Doom. That'd be wicked. I could then lock this. I'd have to copy. I really need to set this up. This is like a last minute setup. So go to this one, delete that. Are we sure we want to remove that? Yes. Paste it in. That's back over. I should just put this in a group really, so I'm not having to put the face in every chat. I think that's it, isn't it? Then overlay. Yeah, I'll do all them after the other overlays we're not going to use. Right, where were we? So yeah, this works. But the reason I don't use stranded wire is, look at that. When I try and bend it into shape, make an L shape, doesn't want a shape. So you know when I'm making layouts and I want to put all this wire nice and straight, it just doesn't hold its shape. Plus, the strands can not necessarily stay together and you have little strands poking out when you're attaching to small legs. I don't like stranded wire. So even though that works, I probably won't use that. Now this is what I want to test. This is I've just asked the factory to send me the best quality single core wire they can find, but with a decent thickness shroud so that we can strip the wire basically. Yeah, you don't offer warranty on disk drives. The thing is, we were very busy with, well, we still are, but we actually caught up a bit now, but we were very busy with all repairs and we made a choice to end a ton of consoles like over a year ago. And pretty much all laser systems, they were the biggest pain in the arse because we get, say, like a PlayStation working and then the customer would get it back and it wouldn't work. And it turns out if they're just running the PlayStation through an extension lead or they've got dirty mains, that does affect the laser. Or it'd work on our games and not on theirs. And it just wasn't a good experience for us or the customers. So we pretty much axed, other than selling ones we know we've worked on, we axed all, put that on there so we can see. We axed all consoles that have lasers and accept what we build ourselves and sell. And then obviously they get warranty then. Yes, that's looking good. Oh, I think, has that nicked it at all? No, actually it hasn't. So the test will be grab on, move around. Yeah, you can see how it's wanting to bend nowhere near where I've crimped it. So that is not snapping. So that's done that as well. And then this is why I use solid core. Bend a shape, stays in shape. So you can just move this around, line it up, all works perfect. So I think, let me zoom out a bit, we are quite zoomed in there, barely see what I'm doing. I think we found the tool and hopefully the wire. I can get this wire in multiple colours. So we have that. We could set this up then as well. The idea of this thing is, that's stiff though. I mean, there's probably better quality ones. I could spend a bit more money and get a decent one maybe. But this will do. If it's set up in one position, I'm not going to move it. So I only need to do this and never touch it again. It'll be set up for one wire. So we put this in. It's meant to hit that. I probably won't use that. I'll probably just float it. And to be honest, yeah, I'll probably move that out of the way completely and just float it. And then use my eyes. So yeah, you can't see there, but just do that, strip it, and then you can solder it in, move it into position. I could even use these, cut the wire, get the other end, hold on to it, strip it, and you can get even a tiny little dot to solder on. The only thing will be with this is minimal. Like you can't do really short runs with this strip wire. You'd have to use a soldering iron if it was short, because say you're soldered to a leg down here, and then you need the wire to only be this long. You've got to get this tool in. Do I trust it to not tug if I'm not holding it? Oh, nice. It does it without holding it. So actually, you probably can do quite short, because then you could. Yeah, as long as you bent that up. I was figuring I was going to have to hold on to the wire, but no, that strips even the long side. No, that's working great. So that's what I wanted to do there, basically, was find some tools for stripping wire. So I think I found it. I'll test this. We'll use this on some install. test this sample wire. If this wire is good enough, I'll order some in colours maybe. And then we can have, when I'm doing the installs, I'll probably start using some of this. This is just all spare wire. Like I say, this comes with the SNES Clean RGB kits. So I could use it, just spare wire really. I don't know whether I'm going to. Spare wire, spare pads. Yeah, I'll probably use it because I've got some pre-stripped small wires. So I'll put this all in one bag and go from there. Now, let me use my new little just chatting thing. Let's catch up on chat a minute. It's actually quite good, I think. So when I'm catching up on chat, especially if then you see this screen say where there's nothing on, you know I'm then going to focus on the chat basically. And like I say, we do want to start getting into some collabs with people, and this is a perfect setup for that. New camera setup, not mirrored. Don't know, left. Oh yeah, it isn't mirrored. I can't mirror it. For some reason, that one, it feels nice looking there when I'm chatting for some reason. And then when it's here, I've mirrored it. But why does that feel more natural? I think because the room's behind me and I know the room's over there. Yeah, I don't know why that looks right. Let's try flipping it. But to me, that something about this this orientation on the wide view works for me. Let me try flip horizontal. I don't know which one you prefer. Let's move that one over, like to there. That seems weird now. I've been looking the other way. That seems strange. But it's more natural because obviously if I've got something on my face like that and I'm wiping, I don't know, which way do you prefer? Move them out the way now. There we go. And we can then, the only problem with this as well, this face cam's pretty much, I'm not using a cinema lens, I'm just using a Sigma. So I cannot pull focus and I cannot automate it. It's pretty much fixed focus, fixed range, it's there. I was going to say we could focus on the screen and the CRT, but I don't think we really can from there. But yeah, I think, I don't know which way around I prefer now. Now you've said it's not mirrored. I'll move that down or up. See, I don't know whether to move that up like that on just chatting so we can see it easier. Yeah, maybe do that. So when it's in the just chatting on the vertical, you can see the chat easier. Yeah, that'll do for now. Right, where was I? Pointing this way and actually trying to catch up on chat. Oh shit, there's been loads. Is there a way you can have the disc? Oh yeah, we've read that bit. I missed the one above though. Subs goal. Yeah, the subs, actually, I lost quite a lot over Christmas with not streaming for a few days. It was like relentless. So I'd got to like 55. This is actually outdated. I think it dropped back to, I think we're on 14 Twitch, 38 YouTube. So that would be what, 52. So that's not quite updated, but we were coming up to 60 and then I lost like 10 people over Christmas just because I didn't stream for a few days. It was crazy. Sticky pads, I'll probably keep these. These will be useful. Oh yeah, it's snow. Has anybody else got snow? It's like snowing like crazy outside now. I mean, new camera setup, it's not mirrored. Yeah, we just fixed that one. Yeah, we love JBC rather. I need a bag for that. Yeah, hopefully we might be able to get some sponsors this year, which would be nice. Yeah, the Xbox OG stuff. I need to make. What do you think on the Clean Power next? Like USB power. I don't know whether to focus on Xbox original Clean Power. PlayStation 1 Clean Power has been requested a lot. And then Mega Drive mods as well. Obviously, clean screen's the obvious, but I'm getting a lot of requests for all the other stuff, and I don't know which to really focus on. I've got to keep up with other work, but which out of them would you kind of, I guess, which would you guys prefer to see? I'm kind of wanting to do Xbox OG Clean Power, bought, I don't know, we've sold equal amounts over Christmas of PlayStation 1s and Xbox originals, to be honest. So it's like, which do we pick, basically? Light dusty snow. Oh no, it's absolutely chucking down. I can do didn't I do this before where I set my phone up as well so I can show you outside? I think I did. I mean, can I think I've got Streamlabs on here. Streamlabs. But I think, oh no, I know what it was. Streamlabs wants to, it takes over the whole stream. It doesn't necessarily stream your screen. So I'll tell you what instead. Let me just record there a sec. So, yeah, that's outside. So if I go to overhead, it's like, of all the camera equipment I've got, this is how we show outdoors. I just record on my phone and show you on a screen. But yeah, that's outside at the minute. Like crazy. And it's only been there for 10 minutes. Yeah, we need loads of camera angles. How did I jump to that overlay as well? I don't recall jumping back to that. Somehow jumped to the wrong setup. And right, let me catch back up with chat. Some electrical auto strippers used them for company. They seem good. Yeah, I've never used auto strippers. I don't think the main one I used was I think it's called Nipex. Nipex wire strippers, and they worked, but the problem I had with them is, right, it's these things. What did I pay for them back in the day? £70, yeah, so more expensive, but not the end of the world. Let me go to floating overlay, screen capture, copy and paste. I told you I haven't set this up yet at all. This is like all manually hiding and showing stuff for now. So on this screen, I probably want this to be maybe up here, do you think? When we're on just chatting, like that. And on the vertical, we probably want that like down there, maybe. I don't know. Up there doesn't work. Yeah, kind of floating. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can put it down there, but chat gets covered on the vertical. That'll do for now. Lock that in. Yeah, so this is the one I used to use. But the problem with this was the wire bits get stuck in this bit here. Like after you strip like 10 wires and then it's all clogged and you have to push it through and stuff. So that's why I didn't buy that one this time. No snow near Oxford. Oh yeah, you'll probably get it. We've been I've been leaking it was snowing this morning. Come back into like Milton. Wow, I've got a lot of greys. The problem with a sharper camera, Jesus. Yeah, I went to leak and there was snow. Come back over here, there was no snow, and then a few hours later it's reached here, so it's definitely travelling. Oh yeah, I remember having snow where I jumped in as a kid and disappeared. Like, I've got vivid memories. Go outside and play. We had a field right outside the house, and I went outside, jumped in the snow, and literally disappeared. You couldn't even see me. Only ever happened once like that. Never had snow like that again. It kind of, I think that was probably the end of where we were getting big snow. Never got it again. Xbox mods, PS4, I'd love. Yeah, Xbox. Yeah, Xbox and PS1 are definitely one of the two I think we're going to need. Right, so the other thing I need to do is, I don't really need to install one of these, but I do need to photograph it and list it. But this is the, you know, the pain in the arse installing the SNES Clean RGB and Edge Buster. So 2 boards, tons of wires, loads of work. I've sold that many of them now. I was like, I really need to make an integrated board. So this is now fully integrated. I think we showed this off on a stream, the prototype. This is now the production one. So you'd get this, peel this double-sided foam off, and I've made it nice and thick so that you can stick this over the pins of the cartridge connector without it being not sticky, if you know what I mean. It made sense to me. So you stick that on the back, peel this off, stick it down in the console, and then you've got every size wire pre-cut to pretty much the length and color-coded. So you've got like red, green, and blue for the transistors. So that'll be for the inputs, I think it is, yeah. I didn't bother renaming this, by the way, red, green, blue. I was too busy. Doesn't matter too much, so I just left them in order because it was fully working by changing them resistors. So I just got the factory to go ahead and produce it. You just have to bear in mind it's normally red, green, blue on things. This is red, blue, green because one of the versions has it red, green, blue, and the other one has it red, blue, green. So basically, inputs there for them three. Power, and I think they're for power and 5 volts, them two. And then the longer red, green, and blue, they are for the outputs that go to the AV port. And then you have 2 YALAs for sync, so sync in and sync out, which go to the PPU. So basically the install of this now is stick this down, solder in some pre-cut wires, takes no time at all, and nice and easy. Yeah, when we're working out the resistance, that was it. So these are now, again, I've got to list all this. I've got tons of work to do, but you'll see this on the store in a day. And then I'll probably have to do an install as well because I'm terrible for, like I say, making products and not even doing an install guide. I really need to stay on top of making sure not only do I make them and show them off once on stream, I need to actually make a guide and promote it every now and then. So we got them, which replace the need for the universal. And then I've now got to build 2 Game Gears. And now we've got wire strippers, so we don't need wires for the Game Gear, do we? Don't think so. So I've got new tools now, wire strippers. Where the hell I'm going to put them, I don't know. This camera now, though, is depressingly not sharp. I can see me replacing this camera tomorrow with a Blackmagic Pocket. I almost definitely am going to, and then we'll just figure out the moving, because you've got, you know, you go from like this quality and the overhead quality, which are both Blackmagic, super sharp, and then you go to the floating one, and it just, meh. No, now I've got used to the higher quality, we need to go back to it. Yeah, clean RGB for N64. Long outstanding project. I've got a note in Slack, I think it is. Jump over. Let me just move it over here. Don't want to give up too much info away if you see that screen on camera now. It's nice and sharp. To do. Let me see if it's still in my list of things to do. No, it's been there that long. I deleted it and didn't even bother adding it to the list. It was in my list. It is something I want to do, just haven't got around to yet. But I'll work my way through it. I think those strippers can go. I think I'll put the strippers on the floor, and then as I'm working through and need them, I'll grab them maybe. Or is that going to be? No, because I'm going to be using them quite a lot, aren't I? So many things I could do with another one of them. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Actually, that works. Yeah, I found a spot for it there. Right, let's get on to some actual work now, which is 2 Game Gears. This was my dumping ground up here, that on the vertical stream you can see. I dumped stuff out of the way here, but now you can see it on camera, so I'm having to... I didn't even bother cleaning up, it's hidden under here. So, all the shit's behind there. So I'll have to keep the desk a bit cleaner now. Right then, Game Gears 2. And my favourite 1A6 are... I bet I'm not even going to have them up here. Ooh, yes, I do. Right, so... 2 1A6. I don't think I need anything else. One slot, maybe. Uh-oh. Screen. I've got one. I was about to say I've got no clean screen yet. I'm still writing the code for the V4, but I think I do have one left. So we got that. Last N64, I got the GameCube HDMI. Yeah, funnily enough, Zach did one the other day, right before Christmas, and said exactly that. Used just a Bitfunks HDMI plug for the GameCube and said it was surprisingly good. So I literally saw that right before Christmas. But I suppose it will be because I think the output's already RGB on the GameCube's back end, isn't it? I think. Right then. 2 Game Gears. I got them. I don't even have 2 Game Gears up here. I've got one. Well, I've got VA45s, so this is going to be fun. I've got one. I've got 2 chips here. Without bending legs, is this by chance? I mean, there's a random chip here, and that's a Game Gear chip. I've got another random one underneath. I've got a feeling what I normally do. So we could actually try these 2. I think I normally put the chips up here when we've had, say, builds that didn't work. And then when I've messed around and changed things and then swapped the chips and I find out it wasn't that, but something else worked. I think these are unknown chips, but one's a bit bent and damaged. But let's give them a go first instead of using these. Oh, it's definitely I think it's the dust off the Game Gears, you know when I say? I start working on my desk and again, itchy nose. As soon as I've got them Game Gears out, that's gone right up my nose. Right, so let's do this Game Gear first. All good. Wow, feels like forever since I've been working on. I don't think I've been in this room over Christmas. I've just been on like everything else. Yeah, air purifiers are 100% at the minute. Let me take the shells off the top of it though, otherwise it's not going to extract very well. I've got my fume extractor here that will make sure I use. Yeah, I think I've just been on software vids for Avalonia stuff, new camera setups, as you can see. I've done all this new camera setup in the other room. A lot of software for the Game Gear clean screen, which now runs on Mac as well, so that's a positive. And then general business, keeping up. I've updated the software so we now can barcode scan stuff to stop packing errors. Just done a load of stuff basically. I haven't really been in this room at all. So what do I do? Genuinely, I haven't done this in a while. Soldering irons there, fume extractor there. And let's see if I can remember how to do my job. It's there. And obviously, you've seen the pain of doing these 1A6. We got better at them the last few times. Can't remember what we did to be better at it. I just know we had a bit more success when we did them 6, which strangely enough, we've actually had one on Discord that was one that was streamed. Turned out to be one on that stream, and when the customers got it, it doesn't work. So we sent him another one. But yeah, working on stream and then not working when the customers got it. So I'm presuming it's maybe a game slot issue, not a VPCB, but that was interesting because that was luckily all built on stream, so the customer at least knew that you could see it working, like they all worked. So whether it was just like a bit of dry, see, it had a bit of flux on as well, or, well, I think it was just a bit of IPA, dirty IPA. So whether like there was a bit of flux under the board, like under these legs, or whether, I don't know, I can't explain it basically, but yeah, one of the ones we built on stream made its way to the customer and then just wasn't working. I'm still not a massive fan of 1A6. I think I prefer killing the VDPs than I do building the 1A6 at the minute. I'm sure when I've done more, I won't mind. This room is freezing as well at the minute. I haven't got any heating on. And I think it's literally because the boards are that cold. It's not even It's not flowing as nice as it normally does. Three pads on the left meant to be bridged. There's three pads up here that bridge. The bottom two will bridge, they're just grounds. So that's why I haven't bothered unbridging them two. They are, I mean, sometimes I do. I try to not have at least a bridge on the solder there, but those two pads are actually bridged, you know, physically with copper underneath anyway. So, and then I think it's 6, 7, and 8. These pins here are bridged. So you see them. Is this fully zoomed in? Yeah. You can vaguely see kind of a little line there. Basically, those three pins get joined together. There's like a trace running there. So those three join, those two technically join, and these two join. So they're like two grounds, and those three, I don't know if they're ground or power, but they're actually joined, basically, and they should be. Do we just put the ASIC on? I think that's all we do on this, isn't it? Just seems too easy. So you see this as well. See the legs being all bent, and I don't really fancy using that one yet. There's copper on. That one looks a bit of a disaster. A UFix table. What's that mean? This one looks all right though. This is just sitting on my desk. So I presume again, this might be bad. I don't know. It's just been on my desk over Christmas and I've long since forgot what it's doing. There's one little pin here bent. So I think we'll try putting this one down and we'll see. But this may or may not work. This might be a this might be a non-working ASIC that I put out the way so I could maybe delete it. I don't know. It's just sitting on my desk. So I'm gonna, I think, at least try and use it. And they look all fairly straight. Hey, welcome in. Oh, thanks for the Twitch Prime. So is that like the, I'm terrible with Twitch, is that the Big Bro now? Is that like the actual Twitch sub that? Twitch Prime. ASIC and crystal. The crystal's built into the one ASICs. We have to, I know we have to change these if we're changing to the VA45 next. But yeah, I think it is just literally ASIC. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Been so long since I've done them. Right, one trick Zach said as well with this that helped him a lot is flip it upside down. So obviously that's the right way up. Flip it upside down and just run your iron across the pins on the bottom. It says he's had a lot more success doing that. And it makes sense because obviously, yeah, these legs have been sat on the Game Gear for decades. And I guess the pins on the bottom might be oxidized. So running a bit of solder over first, not only will pre-tin the legs a bit, but I guess it'll clean them up. So I'm going to give that a go. And we don't necessarily, I don't think, need much solder. I think it's more about cleaning the legs, you know, cleaning the oxidation off the bottom pads is what I think this is mainly going to do. And then obviously we're now getting lack of flux on the existing solder, so probably need plenty of flux as we're going. Maybe go on the outside leg. This is probably better done under a microscope as well, not a top-down camera with no depth perception. Turn it around again. Prime's free with Amazon Prime, nice. It's So I've technically got Twitch Prime as well then. Oh, Twitch is owned by Amazon. Didn't even know that. I do know I've spent £1,000 on Amazon though in the last 2 days because Monzo tells me. Frigging Hoover broke over Christmas. Then I brought a stand for a tablet for another monitor. Brought some heated gloves, heated mask, heated scarf because everything's freezing. And then, yeah, Monzo keeps track of the spending. I was like, Jesus Christ, I've spent that much in 2 days. Right, so that's all tinned, I think, on the bottom. So now, oh, my desk is covered in flux. Let's clean him off. And let's put down one of these racks first. There we go. I'll keep the flux off my desk a bit. What did I do with this then? Did a hot air the last thing? I didn't. I just went back to exactly what I was doing. I think I did. Did I even do 480 on the hot air? I don't know if I did 400 or 480. I've got a memory that I almost went. I don't think I went back to 480. I think I did like 400 Celsius on the hot air. And I've done, it's mainly them 6 I did. And did I align them? I genuinely can't remember. Let's turn on the hot air, that'll probably tell us. Yep, 400 its last set on. I think that's the last thing I did with the hot air, to be honest. Be honest. Yeah, walking battery, not wrong. It's, I've got a nesh with losing a bit of weight, to be honest. I think that's, they do say that when you lose weight, you don't have as much insulation on. I actually think it's true. I know it's been cold this winter as well, but I'm not usually cold, ever. Oh yeah, I think we normally tack these legs down as well, don't we, so it doesn't move. Zoom in nice and close on this. And I don't like these 1A6. Before we've even started, I feel like they're not going to work. They just don't sit right with the board. You can feel, it's just sit, it's not even, just doesn't feel like it's sitting right straight away. Right, that's tacked in. Right, there we go. And now hot air. I don't know. I've got no faith in this. Let's see. Why is the first job after Christmas a 1A6 Game Gear? I'm going to preheat the board a little bit as well because it's just genuinely freezing in here. There's been no heating on for like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what I used Prime for. I literally used it for free deliveries back when they first introduced it. So I buy that much off Amazon. It was like a no-brainer. I made use of their free delivery. And now you get obviously way more for it, I think, don't you? These tweezers are not clean either. Sticky. I'm going to put them in my tip cleaner. Somehow. I'm going to get the insides in. I need a, like I've got a tip cleaner for my iron, I need a tweezer cleaner. Yeah, I was the same when I was a kid. I was like 18 stone when I was about 14 years old. Used to go out in t-shirts and shorts in the snow, like genuinely, just because I was never ever cold. But I'm also getting older now as well, so that won't help either. But yeah, I've never felt the cold really ever. Like, it was a running joke when I got with the missus that she'd come around mine and she'd go outside, warm up, and her nose would be dripping. She's that cold. That's literally how she met. Coming to my house, and I didn't have heating on, just didn't need it. I literally never had the heating on. Whereas now, especially the last few months, I'm literally wrapping up, buying heated electronics to try and keep me warm. It's just, I'm definitely feeling the cold this year at least. I'm not liking how this is reflowing either. Like, the solder just doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't look right. I'll put some more flux on them in maybe. Feed a flux. Go down once more. Oh yeah, the tap burst off outside as well. Like, outside of there yesterday, just I was doing a live video, but not for this, for software. And the missus come and waving hands, and I had to like go out. The tap's blown off on the outside thing. It just literally like a 4-foot fountain of water spurting up in the air, so it must have froze, popped off, and yeah, that's knackered the outdoor. I've only just finished doing the outdoor kitchen as well, like revamping it. And now it's knackered again. I don't know whether that worked. I wasn't paying much attention at all. Not in the mood for Game Gear this morning. Well, it's not even morning now, is it? Nearly afternoon. Or nearly evening, rather. Jeez. The day's disappearing. I was meant to come on this morning. And then, I don't know what I ended up doing. I think I'd go food shopping and all the bits, but yeah, the plan was to get up early and get all this lot done so I didn't have to work late on a Sunday. Yeah, I think age is not kind to us as we get older. I was fine. I never had anything whatsoever, health-wise, issues-wise, nothing until like mid-30s, like literally 33, 34. Never had a single thing. Never gone to the dentist, never gone to the doctors. I've drilled through my hands, fell off roofs, done all sorts. Perfectly healthy, nothing wrong with me. And like mid-30s, fell over like a turtle on holiday with a backpack on, bent myself in half, like literally slipped over, fell on my back, bent in half on the backpack. Did summit to my spine, couldn't get off the sofa for weeks. That was the start. Then I got throat issues with COVID. Then I get cold. Then you get just random aches and pains in your legs for no reason. You're like, what the hell's going on? You just fall apart. Like, at least I did for me. I was like perfectly healthy, and then from 35 to whatever I am now, just started falling bits. It's just like aged rapidly. Right, do we even dare to look at these pins? Well, we're gonna have to, aren't we? Do we just boot, or do we actually check the workout? Actually, didn't we do microscope for this? Let's see if microscope works. Is it even plugged in? No, it isn't. Let's plug in microscope. Microscope's not going to have the face cam over, so I'm going to have to copy that while we're doing it. Face cam, copy, microscope. There we go, that's this microscope, I think. Yep, that's there. Paste that in. There's new face cam. There we go. Right, so get the lights out. What's going on there? Oh, wow, that's the lag. I'm looking at the stream. What the hell is that? Let me go back. That can't be that laggy. Is that because of this new camera? Oh, that's weird. That's not laggy as such. That's like pretty much up to date. Go to overhead. Oh my god, yeah, I never noticed that. I cannot look at the screen on the microscope because that is crazy how laggy that is. Why is that so laggy? I don't get that. Oh my god, that's not even usable. What the hell? Oh, I know why. They think this is... Or do I know why? No, it isn't. I don't know why that's so laggy. Oh well. I just can't look at the screen. What flux do I use? I've gone back to Solder King, which I suppose we can go. I wonder if this little face cammy thing, I haven't got a button for it yet, this chat thing here. Can I show it like that? Yeah, that's quite good actually. Yeah, Solder King basically. We sell it now on the website, retro6.co.uk. I was using... actually, this is not a bad view for putting the microscope in the corner and then like seeing stuff as well. Yeah, if you go to retro6.co.uk, you can get the flux now. Mouth is slower. Oh yeah, I can't hear my own audio. What's the audio sync like on this? I guess now, or I suppose here is the chat like up to I think that is also lagging. No, that has got no lag whatsoever for me. That is instantaneous. Whereas the microscope's laggy. But what's the audio sync like? I've never really checked that because I can obviously tweak the audio sync if it's out. Trying to read chat under the microscope. Yeah, clicking and noises when you wake up. I know it's the main thing I got, which was random. Was like a pain, felt like blood flow as if like I'd got a clot or something. I've never had a clot, so I don't know what it's like. But the bottom of my left leg was like getting cold and felt like I can't even explain it. But for some reason in my head, it's as if I knew it felt like some kind of clot, if you know what I mean. But I don't think it was. I think it's just literally age. And I put it down to weight. I was like, no, I've piled the beef on, so everything's related to weight. Oh, this is really hard to focus this lens because it's so slow. There we go. But since losing some weight, that's kind of died off a lot, so maybe I was right. But it just felt like as if as if like blood wasn't flowing in my leg. And then I've actually got some of the veins popping out a little bit as well. So God knows, age. It's fun. They do look solid. I just don't have confidence in these yet. With having so many problems at the start doing these, I kind of lost my confidence in them. Like a Colgate advert. Face camera's lagging too when on oh, I see what you mean. So when I'm on the microscope, it's lagging the face cam. I'll know why. And this is the reason I actually stopped using the... yeah, I know what it is. It's the capture card, the Blackmagic capture card. When multiple things are on screen that are going through that capture card, then it can't handle the throughput. It's the motherboard doesn't have a fast enough PCIe slot, basically. So I can tweak that by I'll probably pass the face cam through a cam link instead. So it doesn't like it, that's what it'll be. Yeah, the CPU is crazy powerful. It's, when I looked it up, it's the Decklink uses the PCIe slot, but it wants the PCIe slot that's as fast as a graphics card. So you know the PCIe 16, because it's obviously trying to pass through 4 times 4K at 60 frames a second, and then I downscale it in OBS. So it needs a lot of bandwidth. And then obviously when you go to, I guess this, it can't handle it as well. But when I was using all of the USB ports on Camlinks, I was then saturating the USB bus as well. So kind of a problem in one way. The other option, which I could do, but I don't know if it's going to help, is to use my actual ATEM. I've got like I've got an ATEM for capturing and processing all the video, but then all of my overlays and camera switching and stuff. Oh God, my nose is itching off with this Game Gear or this board. All of the overlays have to pass through it, but it'd take the load off the CPU. So I think the issue is just, oh yeah, I've got 7 ATEMs. I've got the 3 ATEM minis, an ATEM TV Studio, an ATEM 8K, an ATEM 4K. The server room's ridiculous with ATEM stuff. Like, I'm not joking when I say I've got £100,000 worth of Blackmagic stuff right in that room there. I've got the SDI stuff in the ceiling. All the SDI cables running through the ceiling when I was running it all. I just didn't like the amount of setup. You know, getting going. It was a lot of work to set up your Blackmagics, turn everything on, turn the ATEM on, control it through Companion. It was like, you know, just a lot of work. But now I'm getting back into the streaming, and like now I say we're getting a bit more. We don't seem to ever get many views now. But like I say, I haven't been streaming that much. The more you get the views, the more it makes you want to kind of up your game in terms of the quality again. But yeah, I think the stream lagging, I think that's all good. Did we check this bottom side? We did, didn't we? Yeah, so every one of them is fine and no shorts, basically. Yeah, so I think this, move that out of the way, go back to that. I presume this now doesn't lag. And again, for me, yeah, that's absolutely 0 lag now. I think the issue on when you overlay multiple feeds is this Decklink can only handle one stream, because the microscope and this are just 2 streams. So what do we do? What has 2 streams? We've got this view. See, the problem is this view, not this view. This view is also 2. So is this lagging? Like, this is technically both passing through the Decklink as well. So is this like, no, see, perfectly fine. One on there, one on there. That's absolutely no lag. Like, that is 0 lag for me. And that's both passing through. So why is that microscope? I wonder if just the microscope thing's just bugged at the minute and it just needed like restarting maybe. So go to this one, and then, yeah, now that's massively laggy. Weird. I mean, the microscope's going through fiber optic, but where's it going? I can find out. Let's go to microscope, microscope properties. Yeah, it's coming through the Blackmagic. So I wonder if, I bet I know what it is. When these 2 are Blackmagics, and oh god, my face has gone 3 times quicker then. I think that's when it's stabilizing. Are we back to normal? Yeah, so that's back to normal. Because these are 2 Blackmagic cameras going through the Blackmagic capture card, they probably all work nicely. I guess when we introduce the really low res, lower frame rate microscope through the same Decklink, maybe then it has to transcode 2 different things and it slows down. So I'll probably move the microscope over to a Camlink is probably the solution. I think that's what it'll be. And then that will actually be not too bad. We've got this side one. Let's try that one. So is this one lagging? No, that's perfectly fine there. This doesn't seem to be. This is just what it is. God, that looks shit quality now compared to the Blackmagic. But yeah, I don't see any lag here. you guys let me know. No, the microscope's just like 1K. It's pretty crap. You can't really get a high one. Like the overhead isn't. This overhead, this one is not a microscope. This is just a 4K Blackmagic above me. But this one, which is obviously a microscope over in this corner, that's the one that makes all this lag. So look, it's gone instantly laggy. So it's definitely something to do with that. Whereas this view, it's fine. Yeah, I could do. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'd have to think. See, the ATEM's in the other room, and it's like it is definitely a lot more work to jump on stream. I think I like that this has worked for months. Ideal. It's just that microscope I need to like move off. I could technically just do it now. I don't like if I've got a port. If I knock the PC off, I won't bother coming back on. If I damage this, but I could pass it through. Have I got a USB port? Let me see. Let's have a look. I've got that many USB ports taken up. I don't even think I've got a spare one. I mean, technically, I've got a spare one, but where can we go? We've got HDMI. What I could do is, do we ever need? See, we never need microscope, and we never need the microscope, and the I can't think what I'm trying to say here. The HDMI, like capture card, basically. So OBS, capturing a screen, we don't need that at the same time. So if we show this is like the, capturing HDMI. We never need that at the same time as showing a microscope view. It's not even something we do. So what I'll do is pass through the microscope there, out through. Where can I pass it through? I need a switcher. That's TV and that. Right, so if I get another switcher, I could switch it through, but for now, if I do this, that goes to there. I have so many things in here. Right, so if I've got a switcher, that should now pass the microscope through what is now technically the HDMI. The problem with that is the view's not set up correct for that. So I'm going to have to, I can overlay this, maybe, and there's 3 views. So now are we lagging? Hey, look at that, we've got 3. So now nothing's lagging. That's the microscope. Let's see if this comes in. So we've actually got 3 overlays here. Yeah, and look at that, no lag. The microscope's got a tiny bit of lag on, but nothing not usable. So yeah, that was the issue. I presume, unless you tell me, is this now lagging with audio with the microscope on, or are we fine now? You've got a cam link free. I've got 4 cam links free. I just don't have a USB port free. Basically, I could probably make one. Technically, if I move things around, I'd have a USB port free. So I'll probably make it so it is separate. Otherwise, I've got to change all these overlays. I'll probably move it into another port and get it working. But yeah, that seems to have fixed that. So yeah, I think that's solved it. I really can't be bothered with this Game Gear. Just not in the mood on a Sunday afternoon. Move that back into position for now. I might just see if this boots and leave it at the 1 for now. I'm genuinely not really in the mood. Getting hungry as well. I'm from the Netherlands, thinking of sending off my Game Gear for a clean screen. Yeah, definitely. If you send it off, pretty much if you send it off any time from now, you'll get the clean screen V4 because The V4 I'm literally coding up right now, and it'll be out in like probably 2 weeks, I'd say. So you'll get the very latest one. And then if it doesn't boot, I'm probably not even going to bother finishing it anyway. Because this is that random ASIC that's on my desk that I don't know whether it's because I took it off and it was dead or what. I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, did the working pretty good, it seems. Yeah, I forgot I asked about the audio if it worked and then never looked at chat. So yeah, sounds like everything was working. Yeah, I might go bring Rusty in a second, haven't I? Remember, we have to wait a little bit for... I've got it on the chat screen. Yay, there we go. Yeah, I'll see where Rusty is in a minute. He can come on the super high def camera. Oh yeah, you can see Rusty for the first time in HD. We'll get him on this. Yeah, you're going to see Rusty on here. That's going to be ace. I'll drag him in a minute. What time are we on? 4 o'clock. Oh, actually, I'm hoping he hasn't gone on his walk without me. Mind you, to be honest, it's snowing like crazy, so I doubt he's going to go on a walk today. Right then, clean screen. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, the DIN8 thing. Did you notice the DIN8s we sell as well? I think it's the Master System 2. That's why you have to take the little 2 front pins out, because they obviously come with a natural slide out prong at the front where you can convert it between 2 different pin outs. And the ones that are now on the market that we managed to get, the 2 front pins aren't in the right position, but you just basically take the original port off, rob them front 2 pins, and it fits in perfect. Come on, these tweezers are not gripping. Wow. What? Why my tweezer's now that clean, there's no stickiness, so it's not gripping. There we go. And this will be going out to... See, I could do with almost marking these as well, just thinking ahead here. With us having that one that went to a customer, pre-assembled and didn't work, and it worked on stream. I only found it because down here there was some scraping where I'd used desolder wick. It's made it loud. Actually, a bit quieter. Yeah, so I'd scraped the board slightly with desolder wick on the stream so I could identify it, but I figured, do I maybe mark these with just, I guess, the date and a number, so that if these go out to customers pre-assembled, most of them I build on stream because you guys like to see them built and stuff. So I think we'll mark this one, and then if we ever have issues, there's going to be a marking on the board. Like, I'm tempted to grind it in so it can't be wiped off as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. So where do we think? Where should we mark this board, basically, is the question. Go to this view. Let me just catch up on chat, jump to that screen. The colours are nice on this as well. I've worked a lot. Luckily, I spent a full day doing the colours on the software channel, getting the LUTs applied and all the colour correction and that. Took nearly a full day. Come into this room, applied the same LUT, and it's 99% the right colour. So looks like nice on there. Yeah, I'll go bring Rusty in a minute before I forget as well. Yeah, I've done that before. Just flip the port and UV resin. I do that on not the ports for them, but like all the Neo Geos at the minute. I haven't made the, that's the thing I need to make. So all the clean power for the Neo Geo I really need to make. I've glued so many of them in instead of just quickly making a mod for it. And on the resin, go with, I don't know which epoxy you use, but I tried loads. And the best one is called Z-Poxy, but I've got this one. So this is Speed Poxy. This was like the second best one. And then once that runs out, I've got Z-Poxy, it's called. I tried loads and they were by far the best too. Oh, got an itchy nose for sure. Definitely them Game Gears. I got the Amiga to boot, nice. Until, do you know if the U12 could be bad faulty? It was the chip that had corrosion on it and I cleaned it all up, but didn't deal the chip. What got it working, I guess, is the first question. Like, what was the actual issue with, like, how did you get the floppy working, if you know what I mean? What was, like, the ultimate cause of it? And then I could probably guide you better. Tracks on most SIG products and get ripped easily if you use desolder station. Yeah, I rarely. That's one thing with like the desolder stuff as well. It's I still think the best way to desolder is hot air and the desolder pump with the rubber tip on. I think we tried loads of different ways and I ended up back at that myself as well. High hardness UV resin, yeah. Well, if it works, doesn't it? Yeah, so on this board, where shall I grind in? I could grind. What about grinding it into the chip? Shall I just grind the chip? Because then the chip's on the board, they're not going to take it off. I think let's do that. Unless you can think of something else. Ooh. I've definitely been grinding plastic with this or something. Made a mess of me grinder. What did I do? Yeah, I figured. Yeah, definitely the best place marked on the board, I think, is going to be this chip. Plugged in an external floppy. Managed to get me to boot. Oh, I misread you. You managed to get boot from an external floppy, right? So it could be the switch for DF0 and DF1 could be bad. You can, I presume, use the Gotek so you know, like, you're not dealing with a floppy issue. Get the Gotek booting externally, which, that's the problem. You'll need a cable. It might be worth buying it though, because you've got a few. You can get a little external connector. I've made also a guide on retro6.wiki on how to do that, on how to external boot the Gotek. But the SAL, let me see if I can find some on eBay. I think it'll probably be on. Why is it not focusing? Come on. Gotek Amiga external. It's like a little blue cable that folds in the back. Yeah, the 12 quid on eBay. What I'd do is grab one of these. So just type in, I just gone on eBay and typed in Gotek Amiga external cable. You just plug this in then to the Gotek and that into the external port if you haven't already got one of them. And set the dip switches, which are on retro6.wiki. If you go to, turn them two off for now. Amiga various Gotek flash floppy. Might as well bring that back up. I don't know why I got rid of that. If you go to here then, there's nobody got this right that I saw. See, there's the little converter thing. And if you want to pin it out yourself, I just showed you how to do all that stuff. Nobody got this DFO thing right on the switches. So I made a note here. This is the keynote. And I explained exactly what it does by testing. So basically, if you're going to use it as an external drive, then setting S0 makes the external DF1, or setting S1 makes the external DF2. Whereas if you then plug it in internally, it's DF0. So basically, just make sure S0 is shorted. So that'll be there, S0. So the third pin. So basically, 3 pins up, put a jumper going across this way. And that'll make the Gotek, if you plug it in the internal floppy, it'll act as an internal DF0. And if you plug it on the external, it'll act as an external DF1. So it's the universal slot, really, you want it in. And then once you've done that, you boot it externally, make sure that works and you know it's all good. And then if you plug that to the internal and it still doesn't work, you're definitely dealing with something on the internal and not a floppy drive or that kind of issue. And I'd probably look into the DF pin on the schematic of the Amiga. We'd have to dig into it a bit. We'd have to find some time and dig into it for you to figure that out. But that's where I'd start suspecting if it's booting from an external floppy. It can only be control lines, really. I don't think you've got any chips bad. I think it's going to be the selector line, the DF0, DF1 selector, which we'd have to just open schematics and look at, basically. Right, so I'm going to grind this anyway. Nobody else has any specific yes or no to that. I think it's the best place logically to put. So I'm going to do... what shall I do? See, I could do date. Shall I just sign it and then put a date? Because then it's harder to forge if people want to just grind something in. So let's just see if I can sign with a grinder. Hey, look at that. Sign board. So that's there, and then we'll put, I guess, 040126. So now we have traceability. And then if anything goes wrong, we've got a screen to look back on. And I can, obviously, that looks like it's going to be quite intense, but we just wipe it off now with IPA. It's quite a discreet little marking, but now everyone's going to have a marking on and my little signature. And then on stream, there's no way people are going to fake that now. So this is like fully trackable now. Because the other thing is as well, I hate to say, but you'll get some customers where they'll buy this board unpopulated, and then they will mess it up, buy a populated one off you, and then claim that the one that you sold them is the faulty one. So you've always got a little bit of suspicion, which isn't always true, but I've had it a few times where I know for a fact it's been that, and you kind of don't want to have that suspicion. It's nicer to be able to have some guarantee that you at least know the customers aren't lying or trying to pull a fast one, and you can offer proper warranty without feeling like either you've been screwed over or they're screwing you over, basically. Do you need a new motherboard for the clean screen? No. So the clean screen will literally come with, like, that's the 3. And they plug in. So the re-PCB comes with them ribbons. They work on the 4. The originals come with flex ribbons. You'll need, if you've got the original Game Gear with the flex ribbons on, see if I've got one. That's like the ribbons, basically. Very shallow depth of focus. That's like the V3 ribbons. You will need to replace the ribbons with the new ones. So these are Captoni colour. They will come white, but the ribbons change. So you'd have to just change the ribbons. But and this is actually this is still a V3 board. But yeah, the ribbon is basically new. I think. Might actually still work, to be honest. But either way, I'd swap the ribbons if you've got the old ribbons on. But no, it'll just drop into any motherboard without changing. Yeah, burned too many times. Oh, I've been screwed over more than you believe. Most days. You try and stay positive, though. You try not to prejudge everyone. But you also... You're stupid if you believe everybody at the same time. It's like a perfect balance between don't be the idiot that just believes everything everybody says, because people are scammy and they will get away with what they can and you will get screwed over. You can't just be a nice guy all the time, because unfortunately this world does not work that way. I try to be nice all the time and it does get me burnt, but sometimes you just get a bit fed up. You get screwed over too much in a short period, or too many things in your life are putting you down at the time you're getting screwed over. You can really wind you up. But I do try to just not let things get to me too much, and just give customers good experiences, regardless whether they're, the amount of times I know, like, customers have purposely, well, not purposely, but customers have, say, put a screw through the Game Gear screen, and they'll have like a crack. So like that goes in that way, and they'll put a screw through there, and it's a distinctive crack there. And they're like, "Did you cut the screw post?" Yeah, I definitely did. That's funny because you've got a screw in the exact perfect location of the screen. No, it arrived like that, and you're like, no, there is just zero question that it's 100% been user error. But I don't bother pointing it out to them. I just send them. I just basically say normally, place an order and I'll chuck you one in for free. The cost to me of the screens, unfortunately, we only make like £1 or £2 on the screens. So I still lose like 10 quid, but it's better to keep customers happy, knowing they're going to get, decent customer service in a way, and you hopefully get some repeat business or they pass the word on, and you make your money back another way. But you also have to be careful that you don't just get too many people then abusing that, and you just get screwed over and you lose money. You've got to have some kind of pushback at some point. You just have to balance it, basically. Serial number device to the board. I think it's overkill for the fact that if we have this on the board, like this on the chip now, and it's on stream, if somebody says it doesn't work, pretty much after today, I think, other than some I've sent to the US, we'd never have stock of these. I'm building them as they go. If somebody said it doesn't work and they haven't got this grinding on, it'll pretty much be, well, they're built on stream and they're signed. So it's like, to me, that's good, unless they're going to purposely try and take this off, which they wouldn't bother. I think this is enough to stop them. The Clean Screen V4, however, does have serial numbers and does have AES encryption, and is completely protected, so you guys can use or update it through a USB port. So that does actually have some serial number identification, and if I haven't physically programmed the board myself and encrypted it, I keep a log of every single V4 Clean Screen ever programmed ever. So if it gets cloned or copied, I can literally remote block that Clean Screen if they ever go to update it on code, say, and somebody clones the board and then they want to update the firmware with mine. If I don't have the serial number that I physically programmed, I can brick the board. So bit of protection there if we ever need it in future. Because people are going to try and clone it now. As soon as it's out, it's probably going to be one of the first things they try and do, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. I'm going to get a bit of chilling, a bit of food. I did need to build 2. I just can't be bothered, quite frankly. So I'm just going to take it easy tonight, get up earlier. I'll probably jump on a stream. Well, I will do. I'll jump on a stream in the morning. Got packing tomorrow, so it's going to be manic. But I'll get up early, do the stream before everybody starts, and build another one of these. I'll try and fix the microscope setup if I can before I jump on. And then, yeah, like I say, we've got this nice new super sharp, super clean camera setup now. So I still think I'm going to swap this side cam thing, this view. I think I'm just going to have to swap that to Blackmagic. And also, I don't know what I think about that angle. Like, we don't really use this angle because it's kind of a nothingness, isn't it? It's like, where do we have another angle? I suppose I could... what could I do? I could jump onto this one, hide this one, or show this one, and then I could pull this off. God, that's hot. Right, that's now free floating. And then the thing is, this is going to try and track me, but if I actually get this, give me a sec. I probably should have done this before putting it on live stream, so you don't get all motion sickness and that. Yeah, I'm probably going to unplug this 1 second. Look at that. I don't know what I've done with the camera there. Let me unplug this because I think it's just going around. There we go. Pull this all the way through. And I presume, ignore the fact it's all obviously just frozen on there until I plug it back in. I presume the stream is still working fine. I just have to unplug the cable. And then I'll probably have to go to face, deactivate, activate, and then I think this thing will come back on. There we go. So now we've got a free float. I mean, the problem with it being here is the camera is like literally behind me and I'd hit it. We've already got a top down, so we don't want top down. That's too far to the side, I think. We could maybe, an ideal spot would be over here in one way, because it's like I could have it over there maybe and then zoomed in. So ignore how far it is, I could have like an angle there, but that'd maybe end up being like there. I think maybe like that angle. I just have to get the position just right. I don't think we want something this way, because if I'm working like that, it just feels weird. I think looking there, like versus over, if you know what I mean, like over there. But this angle is all right. Like, obviously, I'll be able to zoom in and get the position right. But I don't know, it's a little bit in my way. It'll probably end up being here, to be honest. I think that's maybe the best angle. It's either that angle, I think, or... yeah, see, I almost like that angle, like slightly over the shoulder. But the problem is, obviously, if I turn this around and you see, it's like it'd be on the floor here, like in my way. And then when you come in the room and you're working, there's like a massive tripod and camera up here, and then SDI cables going over. And I've already got now, look at my nice big studio camera there. So I might keep this little thing's kind of handy for just pointing around. But yeah, that's enough motion sickness for people. Let me just hide that off for now. But yeah, I think I'll definitely go with the Blackmagic. Your left side will be better because you're right-handed. I'm actually left-handed. It's the cameras are inverted, so I'm left-hand wedding ring. Well, I'm ambidextrous for most things, but I do solder and do stuff left-handed. But yeah, that's a good point actually. A lot of the stuff I do, I kind of, if we go to this, like I'm always using this hand, and then the camera just sees this hand. So to be honest, yeah, it's actually going to be better the other side. So that'd be, go back to the chat, show that camera. It would technically be better there, and it's probably easier because over here we have the CRT, got the little filtration thingy there, but I could move that out the way, have the camera tripod here, which doesn't really block much other than mostly unused boxes, and then point it straight over. So from there, points down. Oops, I think I moved that around a bit too much. Is it going to kick back in? Well, yeah, you get the idea anyway. I think he doesn't like me moving that camera around. I'll unplug him for now. But I think maybe because of that, I totally forgot about that. The left-hand game blocked when I do have that camera up. That's why I don't use that angle a lot, especially when I'm doing like the like desoldering the Neo Geo, for example, and I go to that angle on here, and then all you ever see is me hand doing this, and you can't see much. So yeah, I think the other side. We see the clean comp for the Atari. Fantastic, yeah, nice one. So I think we need to get a bit more push on that, considering some people are now actively trying to clone a lot of that and take some of that scene. So it's nice to know that you've used the original and best. I could ceiling mount the camera. I could. Yes, I probably could. I could probably do. Where's my little tool? Obviously, you've seen up here before, but I've got this rig now all the way across with all the cameras, so I could mount another arm up that top corner, like the mic's on, and extend him out and over here, and then diagonally down to here. So I'll have a play with that. But yeah, I definitely think, just due to the fact that, look at the quality of that, like I say, compared to the Blackmagic stuff, it's just, now everything else is Blackmagic. and the chat as it's like I don't want to look at the the other stuff. That also means I've got this little doofer now. This OBSBot, and the other OBSBot will probably be up for grabs if people want a good deal. Otherwise, they're going to sit in my cupboard for forever and not get used. So if anyone wants that, I can probably sell that as well. Forehead mounted, yeah. I did look at. I started wearing glasses because I wear contacts and I wear them all the time and tons of hours a day. I was just like, I'll start wearing glasses every now and then. And I've worn them twice in about a month. I need to start trying to wear them a bit more. But then I thought about trying like get the Meta glasses and things like that for showing you on stream. But then I'd have to wear them all the time or get in the flow of it, and they only last like half an hour or something crazy. So it just seemed like a lot of. I don't think the tech's ready yet for it, so I didn't bother with that basically. Right, so that's it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna crack on, have a relax before we wake up, and it's Monday madness. The orders have been ridiculous since after Christmas. We normally are dead over Christmas, like every year since I've ran this business. The retro dies over Christmas. This time we've had a record number of consoles before Christmas, and the most sales we've had in 3 years in the last week and a half, which is good because obviously business is then good. But I've got to try and keep up with that. So I'll try to get back on stream a bit more because obviously, like I say, we've got loads of views. People did like it, and it's enjoyable. You guys get to, get involved. But I am probably going to be crazy for a few days now with all the Packers kicking back in there. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, and hope you all have a good evening. And then we'll try TikTok again tomorrow and see if we get booted again. We need to figure out what the hell TikTok keeps booting us for. I can only think it's the icons on the chat, and luckily because I've kind of moved the icons off the chat. Let's see if that happens tomorrow. If not, or if it still does, I'll hide the chat completely on vertical. What I'll probably do on the vertical is just hide everything. So hide all the notifications, all the subs, just have the stream and see if that fixes TikTok. If it does, I can reintroduce overlays one at a time. Oh yeah, I definitely managed to have some rest. I've worked all the way through Christmas, but at my own pace on the things I want to work on. So it's felt enjoyable. I genuinely haven't felt like I've been working, even though I technically have. Yeah, right guys, I will see you tomorrow morning for those who are up nice and early.